showtime.
Slab Hub.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob in front of the Great Wall of Comics, and with me, as always, the man from Canada, my brother from another mother. I don't know.
Sure.
Let's go with that. The man who shares my sense of hairstyling.
It's true.
Chris, the comic vet. How the hell are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. This is going to be a good episode of Slab Hub.
Yes, I'm excited because I like to be able to bring in when we get in the guests, when I'm searching in Instagram and as we're connecting to people, as people always talk about me being on like every show on the planet here on YouTube. And yes, it is my secret plan to take over YouTube along with Chris. But we're networking. We're meeting new people, and it's giving us opportunities to pollinate outside of our sphere of influence. Like how clever I'm being here. Anyway, so in that whole process, we get to find people who have different niches in different comics of what we do. And so with that, we are going to bring in today Mr. Bill, Comic Mag Musings. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing well. How are the both of you?
Good. Welcome.
I'm excited. Not only do you have a expansive collection from across different realms, but you also specialize to a degree as in comic book magazines.
I do. Yep. It's an honor to be on the show, by the way. I do feel a little out of place with my thick, lustrous Fabio-like hair.
All right, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. That's enough.
You know what? But you have no mustache, so
that's true.
Not that Chris has much of one, but you know.
It's taken me 47 years to get this, so let's not poke fun, please.
But no, comic book magazines is a format that I don't even think of normally, and I've seen some of the books that you've pulled out in that format and on other shows and stuff, and it blows my mind that there's so many of these and how beautiful some of these are. So I'm really excited not only to see some of those, but the others. But before we get into that, we do have to play Romper Room. It's like the I don't know why every YouTuber feel it's necessary, but it is a live show. We like to recognize our guests that are here. So let's play Romper Room, everybody. Let's Crucius, how are you doing? Happy to see you, Mr. Kenneth Bird. Yes, everyone is going to say hi back to you. We're happy to have you with us. Chop and Drop. Yes, it is slabbing time, and I'm glad that we're your favorite. I don't know if that's really a true statement, but I will take it nonetheless. Mr. Steven C., how are you doing? Of course, Bill stopped by in the chat to say hi to everybody ahead of time. Waking up super early in the morning, Mr. Tired himself, Mad Spidey, hoped that tomorrow is looking good for us. Chop and Drop, again, I didn't say Gary B, the casual comic guy. Of course, Mr. Grow Together, the most selfless man in all of YouTube.
It's true.
Jean, thank you for joining us. And see, the Jackson Roykirk. Excellent. You clicked on the wrong live show.
Oh, wow.
Well, you're stuck here now. What are you going to do? Might as well watch and see. Maybe something will happen.
That's pretty good. Clicked on the wrong live show. I like that.
That looks like everybody who's here right now. Excellent. Of course, everybody who's there, you'll want to stick around. We will, of course, as usual, do our giveaways halfway through the show. And at the end of the show, we'll be doing drawings for use our hashtag generator to get free pulls on comic books, as well as chances at mugs and shirts and slabs and other such things that are mixed in there as well. Whew. We did all that. Now we can get on with the show, right?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Bill, why don't you, as we move in here to the main spot here, why don't you start off by giving us a little introduction, if you don't mind, to yourself and where people can find you, and then we'll get going, I think.
All right. So my name is Bill Miller. I have a YouTube channel, Comic Mag Musings. I'm also on, as the kids call it, the Instagram, at Comic Mag Musings there as well. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Been collecting for quite a while now. Seriously collecting, I guess, for maybe 20 or so years. I enjoy slabs. They're not for everyone, but I like them. I like raw comics too. I can see both sides, so it doesn't bother me. Some people get all bent out of shape about slabs. I think it's funny and silly, but to each their own. I probably have close to 1,000 slabs, 15,000 raw or so.
Nice.
Maybe 1,000 trades. So a lot of different comic books in whole lot of different places, usually in inaccessible places where I have to fish them out.
I am having that problem myself now.
Oh yeah, I was shaking my fist at you, Rob, earlier this morning
trying to get to them.
Yeah,
I was just having the discussion with my wife the other day as I was looking about the garage, and my racking is filled up, and I've already filled up the spots where I've turned the boxes sideways behind other boxes, and I'm looking at okay, well, I don't want to put any of the comics in the storage locker, so what can I pull out of this garage and put it in the storage locker to put it in there?
Oh, we have all the stuff from our wedding day. Let's take this out of here.
We got all our china still in the original boxes. 25 years later, I've never opened up the china, for God's sakes. But
I see you at the house with a 2-week suitcase on your back, I know what happened.
That's right. For those of you guys counting at home, that means Bill does have more slabs than me.
But even if nothing near of TJ,
even if I count all the books that are currently in slabbing, 1,000 does just eke me out, because I think with the ones that I have that are in CBCS and CGC, if they all came back, I'm like at 980 something.
Yeah, that's above me too. I'm probably around
the perfect guess for Slab Hub.
3 to 4, but yeah, that's
3 to 4 slabs.
3 to 4 hundo.
I was gonna say, come on, I've seen more than that.
Yeah,
yeah.
3 to 4 hundo.
Yeah. Parm's here.
In the house.
Parm's here. Watch out. Yeah, he won't be judging you.
No, yeah. I hope to have him eat his heart out. That's for sure.
Awesome. All right. Spidey reminds us it's not a competition, boys. Yes. Okay. We'll put it back in our pants. Thank you. All right.
Quality, not quantity.
That's what she said. But
All right.
All right. The show is Slab Hub. Absolutely. Let's go ahead. I am excited.
All right. So we've got some different categories. We will start with comic magazines.
Oh yeah.
All right. So first we have 1984, number 5.
Oh wow.
So is that basically covering the story 1984 that we're familiar with, or is this?
It is not. It's one of the Warren mags, and it's and it was later, I think, renamed 1994 when it got a little bit later into the run, but it's definitely heavy sci-fi.
Very cool.
Right.
Tom King's asking where he can get a great looking slab display like the one you have behind you there.
Oh yeah, those are some EC. We got 2 of the Weird Science Fantasy 25, Tales of the Crypt, and then some Man-Thing ones below that from.
He's asking about the display itself. Where is that something you made?
I don't know. My wife got that for me, and I think she says the person she got it from no longer has an online presence.
Oh,
so I seem to have that effect on people. I guess they go out of business shortly after dealing with it.
I've seen similar things on Etsy and stuff, so you might try checking Etsy, Tom.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've got 2. I've got one downstairs and this one, and I think she was looking to get me another one. And
the slabs just drop in from the backside.
They do, yep.
Yeah.
Well, no, they actually push in from behind, and they have plastic latches.
Oh, okay.
To keep them into place.
Cool.
Yeah. We have Savage Tales number 11.
Yes,
Kazar. Look at that.
Wow.
So Kazar or Kazar. I don't know if anyone will find out how that's supposed to be pronounced. That seems to be a secret in the comic community, but everyone has their own way of saying it.
Phonetically, it would be Kazar.
Yeah, it would.
Yes.
But I've always said Kazar for whatever reason. I don't know why. We have the Rampaging Hulk, number 7.
Ooh. Very nice. Bill, what's the year on the Rampaging Hulk there? Is that early 80s?
What is this? No, 78.
Okay. Night of the Soul Stalker. Very cool.
Soul Stealer, yes.
Steeler.
We've got Tales of the Zombie, number 4. And this is from the Susha News pedigree.
Wow.
So these magazine size comics, were these sold in a different like bookstores or something, or were they typically sold in comic book shops or
Both. I imagine they'd be sold in maybe not so much bookstores, because like when these were out, I don't know that like dedicated bookstores were as big.
these were more newsstand,
Right, more newsstands, probably grocery stores where you have
Okay.
a lot of magazines. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes
and you
sense.
don't see them as much just because they're harder to take care of, right? They take up more room, so you have a smaller group of people that ultimately collected them. The protection for them wasn't out as early as the protection was for comic books, so generally you don't see them in as good a shape. But if you're talking like Savage Sword, they made so many of them that they're still relatively affordable.
Okay, see Jackson newsstands and drugstores. He says.
Yeah, he's familiar with both, particularly the drugstores. All right, we've got Vampirella number 20.
The guy on the corner was pushing comic book mags too. You're saying, huh?
Now, Jackson
That's
was
an
usually in a
intense
trench
cover.
coat
Look at
outside of the drugstore.
Yeah, I don't think that's Vampirella on the
I
cover,
was going to
but
say,
No,
that's
that
the
is
first Vampirella cover that I haven't seen Vampirella on. Yeah.
No, that's one of the few that she's not on. We've got Confessions Illustrated number 1, which is an EC magazine.
Oh, wow. Introducing Pictofiction.
Yeah.
when was this? Is this 60s or 70s?
No, this would have been late 50s, 55 probably.
Okay.
That's 56. So this was February of 56.
Wow.
So this
Okay,
was
yeah, I
after
wanted
the-
to say 50s because typically that's when I remember those books, but I didn't think the magazine size. I wasn't not being familiar with magazine size books. I wasn't sure if they went back that far. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, these are post CCA, so they tried to keep a couple comic book lines going after the Comics Code Authority. They had Crime Illustrated, Terror Illustrated, but they were blackballed at the newsstand, and so they just didn't take off. They were text-heavy magazines with some illustrations in them. The only one that survived was Mad. And so they tried. Speaking of, here's Terror Illustrated number 2, which is another of the EC magazines.
Oh,
Pictofiction.
yes.
Okay, Pictofiction is what they're calling it.
Right.
one
A little
is
grave robin there. That's a great cover.
April 56.
Adult Tales of Terror. Very cool.
I like that they put adult on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
We've got probably my favorite Savage Sword issue. This is Savage Sword of Conan number 5.
For all of you guys who
yes.
think you got your Wolverine cover, guess what?
And there's
Oh.
Boris Vallejo's signature right
It's a
down there.
great autograph, too.
That's why it's a qualified label, because
It wasn't witnessed.
exactly.
Right.
And CBCS doesn't grade magazines. So
Yeah, well,
Yet.
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 Yeah. Yeah, that's true. No one does other than the CGC with these crappy magazines.
Yeah, they announced their slab available. We're just waiting for them to start allowing them to do it. So is that one that you'd think that you would crack and send
No.
out?
No.
You're fine.
I like it. I like it fine. I know that it's his autograph. I studied it pretty well.
Yep.
Um,
Bill, before you put that
so-
Savage away, who's the cover artist for that?
That's
phenomenal
Boris
cover?
Vallejo. That's the guy that signed it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
thought
was
maybe he was the interior. Okay.
No, he was a fantasy artist, and he did all the Savage Swords are oil covers,
Wow.
and then they're black and white interiors. And he did a few of the early ones.
But so there, because I mean, everybody remembers that there's also that you're familiar with that X-Men cover with the X on that. So this obviously predates that
Correct.
very much, whether an intentional homage or not.
Right. Yeah, it's easily my favorite of that run. And there are some really good comic book cover artists in that run. We've got Eerie number 87, which is a Frazetta cover.
That is oh yeah, right. That's a classic.
And Jackson likes me to focus in on a couple aspects of this cover in particular.
Yeah, she's wearing a very nice necklace. I completely understand. I
He
completely
appreciates
understand
that as well. Correct.
It's a beautiful necklace that she's wearing on top of a saber-tooth tiger. It looks like that is just
right.
phenomenal.
Gotta love Frank.
Praising God.
Just enjoying the warmth of the day.
That's right. And we've got Savage Sword number 1.
Oh, tremendous.
This is Boris Vallejo as well. Now that's an 8.5, and we've got a 9.4 of that one as well.
Oh boy.
This is probably my favorite comic series of all time, would be Savage Sword. And we've got a 9.2 signed by Boris Vallejo as well of that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Remy's right. They're always fighting on skulls and bones. I love it.
Yeah.
That's how high the body. They've just been there for hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Tore the flesh right off of them and
me, I
battle on it.
guarantee you that.
Yeah. Tremendous.
All right, and those are my 10 comic magazines.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
All right, so we can move on to a different category. We'll go with, what did we say? Silver and bronze keys. All right, so just a word of warning. I'm not necessarily a key collector. I know a lot of people on YouTube are. Years ago, like 25 years ago, I said, hey, you know what? I want to get 1 through 20 of these particular series. And they were silver and mostly bronze. And part of it was based on cost. What's that?
And then they happen to have keys in them.
Exactly. If they happen to have keys
that.
in them, and I could afford it, then I would do that. So it's by happenstance, really, that I have some of the keys.
Man Cave says only 990 to go, folks.
That's smart guy. All right. Here we go.
Boris did some work on Star Trek paperbacks, apparently.
Très bien.
Yeah, he's still going, and his wife is a fantasy artist as well. Her name escapes me right now, and she actually did a couple comic book covers too. So we have Red Sonja number 1.
Never heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that Buscema that did the cover for that one?
No, this is gosh, what the heck is his name? Yeah, Frank Thorne. That's right. Okay. He's kind of responsible for her.
Everyone is firing in that it's Julie Bell, and Julie Bell. Yep. Thank you guys.
Oh, that's what it was. I was just
looking
at
such a fun cover. Such a fun cover. There's a lot going on there. A lot going on with that cover.
It's so weird. That's Frank Thorne. That's a very different. I just happened to. I was doing something where Frank Thorne's name came up for me, and I was like, that is a very different cover or style of art than, say, let me make this even here. The painted covers. This is a Frank Thorne as well.
Oh, wow.
Very different styles. He's very varied. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's versatile. Absolutely. And on the back, we've got the evil one.
Yes.
Always loved Evel Knievel.
Oh, well. I've talked about my love for the stunt cycle a million times.
Oh, so Chris, are you familiar with the Human Fly?
The Human Fly, yes, especially with his interactions with Spider-Man. Yes.
he's based on a real life Canadian stuntman.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I figured that everyone in Canada was required to know that. We have Frankenstein #1.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. The monster Frankenstein.
And so I'm more of a, at least for silver forward, I'm more of a high grade collector.
Okay.
So
Very
usually if I couldn't get it in high grade, I'd probably rather just not have it.
Take care, Doc.
For see you, Parm. For Golden Age, you know, that's different. And I had my
Yeah, Golden Age.
Yeah.
Unless you have a lot of money, it's
I had my
Silver Age
for
is getting
Golden
Silver Age is
yeah.
getting that way too on some
It
of the,
is absolutely. And so I'm coming to a crossroads probably where I'm going to have to cut out some that I've been trying to collect. It's just not feasible.
or lower your standards.
Yeah. And that's probably not going to happen, at least with silver and bronze. So
I thought that way once, and then I changed my mind.
Fortunately, Mrs. Musings lowered her standards, so I'm good
Well,
to go there. We've got Marvel Premiere #15.
Oh, yes.
uh,
Right. A lot of respect for that character. A lot of people need to realize that in the history of the Marvel Universe, there's always been an Iron Fist right from the beginning. When we had the 1 million years ago Avengers, there was an Iron Fist a part of that team too.
That's right.
So yeah. A lot of respect for that book.
I like to point out that the sales of this issue were slumping when they originally had fast-selling Canadian seeds advertised on the back. So they changed that out
To
fairly
American
quickly.
seeds.
Yeah.
That's the
And
Canadian variant.
sales
You're
skyrocketed.
confusing the Canadian variant.
who
with
is
that.
the
It's a lot
cover
more
artist on
rare.
that one? Who did the cover art on the Marvel Presents?
Who is this? Gil Kane.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Canadian prizes.
And we've got
It was all made in Taiwan.
It was seeds, of course, not the prizes.
the Tomb of Drac
Oh,
#1.
Night
yes.
of the Vampire.
Love it. Dracula lives. Right. And whenever sales were slumping with that, they'd bring in Doctor Strange.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And they had that great crossover with Werewolf too. With Werewolf by Night. We've got Marvel
hear about-
Spotlight 32.
Yes.
The purple gun. There we go.
That's right.
Yes. I got my copy close by too. I think mine's a 7.0. Yeah. Very nice. The purple gun.
And more of this rascal on the back.
Yeah. Dude, I had so much fun with that stuff. I don't know.
I didn't have any of them, but I would beg and plead and pray for them all the time.
We had
Yeah,
a stunt cycle, and then we would line it up. We'd line up all the Tonka trucks in a row, and then set up ramps and stuff, and launch them over, have them jumping over the Tonka trucks and whatnot. And
I can remember
Well, they
one of my-
reproduced the stunt cycle. I got a
know.
new one for Mini Musings, and I played
thought
with
about
it.
it.
And he's like, I'd rather play video games, Dad. You know, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
kids are
Use your
lost. They don't know what
imagination.
they're doing.
Yeah,
remember-
exactly. You
I
don't know what
remember-
you're missing.
I remember one of my close friends as a kid had one, and you wind it up and it makes so much noise. And then I asked
Yep.
my mom for one, and she's like, "No noisy toys in this house." So I only got to play with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the way with me with most of my toys. I had a friend down the block who had like all the Star Wars action figures and everything and the He-Man one. So I'd go over to his house and play.
Yep.
And we just have a grand old time.
Yeah, well, that's how we figured out, Chris, which were the indoor toys and the outdoor toys. The outdoor, all the toys that were noisy were outdoor toys. You weren't allowed to
Right.
play with indoors.
Right.
That's smart. That's the way to do it. All
That's
right.
right.
We've got
Hashtag
Ghost
new
Rider.
hashtag we'll call hashtag noisy toys.
That's right. I like that one.
Oh,
Look at that.
very nice.
Yeah, so
Very
this
cool.
would be an example. I'd love to have Spotlight 5, but
Right.
I don't think I think it's out of my reach where I want to. I have it as a 1.5.
Okay.
I got that for like $20 from someone off of It might have been Let Go before they were purchased by OfferUp. But I'd like to have a high grade copy.
Of course.
Generally 9.2 for silver or bronze and up is where I like to be. But I think that I've missed the boat on that one, unfortunately.
Would you settle for a 9?
I probably would. Yeah. Man cave,
But an 8.5 is right out.
Yeah, I would settle for a 9.
Yeah.
It
We've
still has
got-
near mint in the title.
Iron Fist.
All
number
right.
There you go.
14.
The first saber tooth. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So derivative, that saber tooth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the back, in spirit, that's me hooping it up at the local playground back in the 70s.
The 70s, you could count on the Spalding ad, the
Yeah.
learn to draw comics ad, and the
Yeah.
Evil Knievel ads. You know, those were pretty abundant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And about 5 years later, we got my personal favorite, the Sea Monkeys. So yeah.
Well,
That's right.
and somewhere in there, we also got all the O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson
What
ads
were
too.
those?
Right.
Weren't those like Brian or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We've got Iron Man number 1.
Oh boy.
Oh, there you go. There's a book that's climbed up a lot in the last
Right.
MCU
Yeah.
since the
Yeah.
MCU.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
A sea level character.
Still one of the best. Iron Man number 1 really holds up as a movie, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
and you know, there's you think about that character, which I think we've kind of touched on before. The character was kind of like, in my mind, anyways, was kind of just like an other character, and not necessarily didn't put him in the same pantheon as Spider-Man in my mind.
Not
but,
even
you know,
close.
But it really kind of has changed on that. That's a nice book though, and a 9.2, just for people who want to play along at home. It's a $4,000 book all day
Crazy.
long.
Wow.
Selling for this year 4,100, 4,200 in that neighborhood. So
Very
that's
nice. Very nice.
probably 3 or 4 years ago, it was probably only about $600 or so dollars, probably.
Yep.
It's gotten crazy, hasn't it? I keep waiting, and it's funny because I'll see some other YouTube channels, because I've been following auctions for probably 20 years, particularly with Comic Link going back, and so I have a pretty good idea on graded books, on what they were going for, what they should be going for, because I buy and sell a lot, and I've done that over the years. Graded, right? I buy graded on the cheap, resell them maybe 5 years later for a profit. And so I keep hearing how the comic book market keeps going down, 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 but it really depends on what you choose, what data you choose to support your theory, because the things I watch, especially PCH, are going up, up, up. And they've been consistently going up for years.
Yeah, there's a down on some of the books that had gone over, but I've also seen many books, also some of the blue chip books and stuff that continue to go up. So it's so
it's
might be
relative to what you're watching and what you're interested in. Really,
but I was wrong. So that book in 2016 was about a $1,500 book. So.
Gotcha.
So you think about that. That's not a bad. If I had any shares of any stock that went from 1,500 to 4,000 in 5 to 6 years, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I am good with it. I'm sure that Mrs. Musings and Mini Musings are looking to help me up and down the stairs so they can get their nip on some of these books.
Exactly.
All right. Last for our keys, we have Captain America number 1.
Nice.
Is that guy a key? Really? I mean, let's think about it. I mean,
There we go.
There you go.
That is an
old
school. I got
label,
this probably 20 years ago, I'd say.
Right. Yeah.
Very
Nice
good.
book.
Very good.
All right. You want to? We can call this a stopping point.
Yeah,
sir.
we'll do this our nice segue, our
right.
pause point here, and we'll go ahead and bring in our. I didn't have my share screen ready. Look at that! What a moron! All right, now where we are. Go ahead and guys, let's hit that hashtag Noisy Toys. and brought to you by our friend Joe at Anachronic Comics. I liked it so much I changed the hashtag I had prepped for it. So we'll use Noisy Toys. Put that in there. We'll do our first drawing. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and take care of some business for those of you guys. If you're thinking about having books graded and looking for a presser, why don't you consider the Rogue Trader, Utah.com. He's the guy who presses my fat stacks of comics. You can go there, and he has pre-bundled, discounted pack pressings available, and if you use the code FATSTACKS, you get an additional 20% off the already discounted price. And when you use the code, $10 is donated to the C3 Comics Curing Cancer campaign in partnership with the American Cancer Society. I get nothing. I don't care. There's nothing, no kickbacks coming to me, guys. It's strictly a partnership that we've set up to help the C3 campaign raise money so we can kick the butt of cancer. All right. While people are continuing to type in their hashtags there, Chris, anything exciting coming up in the next couple days on the Comic Vet channel?
Yeah, yesterday I actually just dropped another Walmart video where I opened up a pair of Marvel packs and a DC pack. And let me tell you, there were some bangers in there. Everyone, if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, I've really, really enjoyed opening these Walmart packs lately. And this week I dropped 2 videos. The one I dropped yesterday was a lot of fun. You may want to check it out. Tomorrow will be 2 cool guys, 2 hot picks. Tomorrow night I'll be on the Legion of Comics channel. Monday, I'll be opening some mail, and next Wednesday is an open invitation for everyone to come on out and check out what we got for New Comic Book Day.
Awesome. All right. I think we've given through some time here. Let's go ahead and spin our wheel of fish. And our winner.
Boom. Tom
King. How you doing there? How you doing? All right, I'm Tom.
Former Batman writer, right?
I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, not that Tom.
Not
King.
that Tom King.
I'm pretty sure I have your information, Tom. But if not, make sure you reach out to me right away through Instagram, or you might just do so double check at robs.fatstacks, or email me at robs.fatstacks@gmail.com, because I am going on vacation, and if I can't get your stuff shipped out in the next couple of hours, then it unfortunately won't go out until July. So I'm going to be rushing right after this show to get these out. Let's go ahead and pull some books. Bill, you get to help pull the books here for Tom. So give us either a number from the front, a number from the back, or we'll do some back to front, front to back action.
Let's do front to back action.
All right. You just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Are we taking the book in the front, the back, or both?
We're taking the book in the front.
Book in the front. Okay. Next up, right. Do more front and back.
Yep.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Book behind.
Book behind. Okay.
All right. Now we'll do the 10th from the back.
10th from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right.
And we'll do the 5th from the front.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oops. I dropped it back in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 4. We got 2 more.
And we'll do 10 in from the front, the 10th and the 11th.
6, 7, 8, 9, number 10 and 11. All right. Let's put this aside. First up, not sure what. I already don't know what it is off the top of my. I gotta stare and. Oh. Okay.
Was that an oh? How did that get in there? Or oh, that's in there. Oh,
so the Amazing Spider-Man 300th anniversary,
cool.
Marvel Masterpiece Edition. Very cool.
Very neat.
Next up, I have Flash Gordon.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, look at that.
Quarterback, New York Jets. All right.
Oh, okay. And here we go. So, Tom, you have won the only Golden Age / Atomic Age book in this box.
Wow.
Major Inepoch, The Space Ace.
Yes.
This was a promotional comic given away for Inepoch powder drink mix by drugstores, and you can find these around because there's a lot of them out there. But it's still fun. It's a bubble helmets and rocket ship, and it's an Atomic Age book.
Sweet. I wonder if all the ads are just in a pock.
Well, the back cover is, yeah.
I think that was on my top 100 pre-code sci-fi. I think that book was in there.
I will guarantee you that it's a fun book. I've got 2 of them slabbed myself. But all right, ooh, here you go. How about Spider-Man issue 48? Little Hobgoblin and Demo Goblin action going on.
So with the UBC, but it says direct edition.
Yes.
My OCD doesn't like that. I got to be honest.
Here we go. Here's a signed book. How about Elvira meets Vincent Price, signed by David Avalon.
Wow.
Super cool.
She looks so stunned.
So there's your COA.
Terrific. That's awesome.
And last book up, we have Batman Fear State Alpha.
Whoa. I've never seen that cover.
So yeah. Congratulations there, Tom.
I'll send you my PayPal information later, Tom.
We'll get those out to you. All right, let's go ahead and bring Bill back into the position of power.
All right. Let's see what we got. Next up, we've got EC Comics.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So I tried to get a sampling of those. We'll start with Piracy #1.
Oh, boy.
Saga, the ships,
Very
the sea,
nice.
and plunder. Very cool.
Yeah, I think Wood did a lot of these. Yeah, this is a Wood cover too. All right, let's see. We've got Frontline Combat #9.
Yes. Special issue Civil War.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a big Civil War history buff, so this one's definitely in my wheelhouse.
Bill, what's the year on the publication of that book?
Probably 53. 52. So it's November to December of 52.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. And we've got Two-Fisted Tales #21.
Awesome.
Jeep.
That Jeep's going the wrong direction.
It is, isn't it? I don't want any part of that. All right. And we've got Frontline Combat #2. And back in the previous life, I was a tanker, so this one.
Were you?
You're armored?
Place in my
So
heart.
was I.
Were you?
I love these. All those tank covers are usually pretty great.
Yep, I was on the M1 and the M1A1 a long time ago.
You say that, but when you think about it, you go, the M1 derivatives are still in service. And
Jackson said Bill means these tanks. He's probably right. Yes.
Well,
it's all a blur to me now, but yeah. I remember having tankards. Does that count?
Yeah.
I said I wanted to have tankards. And next thing I know, I was a tanker.
We've got Hunt of Fear 15.
Oh,
with
yes.
Graham Ingles cover.
I always love this style with the circles with the faces.
Right.
That's such a classic.
Bill, from my vantage point, I can't tell if the Crypt Keeper's in one of those bubbles.
Yes.
Is he?
Yep. Right.
There you go. Yeah.
This old
The
witch,
old
he'll be
witch,
at the bottom.
the vault keeper,
Yes,
and
the Crypt Keeper. Awesome.
Yep. Haunt of Fear was the Old Witches magazine.
Yep.
Vault of Horror was Vault Keeper, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. But they would each introduce one story in the other's magazines or the other's comic books. We've got Weird Science #6.
Yes.
And this
Oh,
one
I was
is
looking at one of these
autographed.
the other day, actually.
Yeah, this is autographed by Feldstein on the interior page.
Oh my goodness.
So let me show that to you.
Yeah.
You have to take their word on it.
No, actually, it's funny. This was actually an issue I was tracking the other day on something else, but I ended
It's
up
a
getting
great
some other
issue.
things.
It is a good one. This is one that I had been after for quite some time. This is Crime Suspense #20.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh wow. Even look at the detail with he broke his neck.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
a rough one. So I'm all about freedom of expression, and I'm not too much into censorship, but I get it. If you don't get it, you probably haven't seen some of
It's
the
definitely adult
pushing their
content
luck
there.
a little bit.
You
They're
probably
pushing
haven't
the
seen
envelope.
some of the PCH covers because I mean,
Yeah.
they
What you didn't know is that there's instead of the fold out that comes out the side, it folds down, and you can see he shit himself.
Exactly. I mean, they had some rough stuff. So I get it. And everyone likes to, well, first of all, just to backtrack a little bit, Bill Gaines, I love EC Comics, right? I love them because, I mean, they had some good covers. Most of their covers probably pale in relation to some of the other pre-code horror covers. But they were by far the best written books in every genre that they had. Their writing was just excellent, way above the standard fare, with the exception of maybe Crime Does Not Pay or something like that, which they swiped from, right? Mr. Crime was the first sort of introductory character to stories, and then EC kind of took that concept with the Old Witch, the Vault Keeper, the Crypt Keeper. But Bill Gaines, I don't know if it's ego or if it's persecution complex, but he would often say that, you know, the Comics Code Authority and then Wortham and the Senate subcommittee hearings were meant to put him out of business and shut him down. That's really not the case, right? They targeted mainly crime comics because those were a lot more graphic. Those had what they felt was disrespect for the law, especially when they would shoot police officers or argue with them or things like that. And horror was also in there. But Bill Gaines volunteered to go to the subcommittee hearings, right? So he kind of put himself in that situation. And then afterwards, he's the one that suggested, hey, let's come up with a new Comics Code Authority and police ourselves. And then when he realized that some of the publishers were like, okay, we're going to ban all these things, that's when he opted out and didn't want to have anything to do with it. So just a quick backstory on that whole thing. All right, Weird Science #22.
Wow.
And this is wood with, okay, just Wally Wood on the cover, but they probably had the best stable of artists perhaps ever in comics, in my opinion. Just the talent.
Jackson, you shut your mouth.
Jackson. Well, Jackson's tired. He works the overnight shift at the IHOP. So we've also got Crime Suspense #17. This one I had been after for a while too.
Right.
Just an absolutely brutal cover, especially when you see, it's hard to see, but in the mirror.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it is rough. So yeah, I get it, right? Frederick Wortham was probably not accurate in the data that he used, but he was just a psychiatrist out to protect kids. He was probably onto something, right? These are rough for kids to be.
Bill, what's the year? What's the year on that one?
Probably 54. This is 53. So June to July of 1953.
Man, what a jump from like 50 to 53. Like you
Right.
can see the envelope, it's just being pushed miles and miles.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Late 53, early 54, especially for some of the other publishers, you were seeing some really radical stuff.
Like the crime and the horror, they were just pushing. Wow.
Right. Decapitation covers,
yeah.
brains exploding face, right? The Black Cat Mystery 50.
Right. Women scantily clad at that point. Yeah.
Absolutely. And how? Yeah. And lastly, we have Weird Fantasy number 29. And this is a Frank Frazetta cover. This was originally going to be one of the Famous Funnies Buck Rogers covers, but they felt it was too violent, so they didn't use it. And so this is the only bit of cover art that Bill Gaines didn't purchase, because Frank Frazetta was infamous or famous, however you look at it, for not selling his originals. So it was leased, and Bill Gaines asked that he change the title character in the cover a little bit so that it wasn't Buck Rogers, but then he used it for what was the last issue of Weird Science Fantasy.
Wow.
I'd been after this one for a while. DS Comics turned me on to this one.
You are correct, Ohana. Yeah.
Well, that's the advantage of plastic and cameras, so
right, exactly.
you can't see all the spine ticks, the color breaking things, and some of the dog ears and stuff that you end up with on some of these.
That's
books.
Exactly right. All right, those are the EC. We can go through some modern if you wanted to start going to those.
Sure, whatever you'd like.
Let's do it.
Take us on a journey through sight and sound.
Now this
nothing else, Robbie. We'll get sued.
Is my favorite modern Conan book, and this is the Conan number 1, the Zaffino variant.
Right. Yeah, I remember this book.
And I sent this in to CGC. The vast majority, 95, probably more than that, 99% of my graded books I purchased that way.
Yeah, this one also had a Virgin variant that was just.
It did, yes, and I have the Virgin variant graded as well. I didn't pull that one out, but I have the black and white version.
I had not seen I love the grayscale stuff. That's
that is phenomenal.
Because I had the colored Virgin variant, and for a while I held on to it for a long time because I was like, it's just so beautiful, even though it was a Conan book, which is not my deal.
Right.
But eventually I ended up moving on. I think Gary has it now.
It figures he'd have his sweaty hands on that.
Well, but not directly. It was kind of funny. I think it went. Its history was it went for me in a mystery box. I think DJ Lynx got it, and then eventually it ended up its way down to Gary, as I recall.
I suspect that's how Gary planned it. You might want to investigate that a little bit further. The Air Bear is always up to something.
Gary, I have 2 of them.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But Gary, did you have the grayscale one? Because that is dope.
Wow, I didn't know there was a gray.
Have
either did I.
5 or 6 of the colored Virgin ones and 2 or 3 more raw black and white ones.
Nice.
I like it that much.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful cover. Marty says he'd get it tattooed on him.
I bet.
Yes,
it's my favorite.
Oh my god! And a 9/8 Shogun Warriors.
Oh yeah, this is number 20. So Shogun Warriors number 20. This is one of the series that I collect. That I've slowly been working on over the last.
He's shooting out his hand. That's awesome.
I love
just
this
like the
series.
Toys.
Yeah, they was absolutely. These were based on Japanese toys, several different toys and animation series that they put together. It is just such a great read.
Yeah, I got introduced to it by friends of mine who had the toys in the early '80s, and was one of the things we would play with, because I don't remember seeing it. I remember seeing the Johnny Sacco and his fighting robot and the Ultraman, and but I don't remember seeing any Shogun Warriors on TV, at least where I lived. But loved the toys and stuff, and I've read some of the early comic books. I think I got the first 5 or 6 issues. That's all I have.
Yeah, I don't know who was licensed here to make them. I know that there were several different toys in Japan based on several different, I guess, anime series at that time, and this kind of collects those together, brings them into one universe,
as we often do here in America with
exactly,
these like
absolutely.
Transformers. And...
Yep. But I don't know who was licensed to make the toys here because I never had them and I never saw them here.
I just remember being like 1.5 feet tall or something, and like at least they seemed even bigger than that in my mind.
Yeah.
Half a meter, Chris. Half a meter.
Shooting
Thank you.
projectiles,
Okay.
like shooting fists.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Before the Battlestar Galactica toys ruined it for everyone.
Exactly. Back
Projectile.
when you could put out an eye and feel proud about it, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
They say, well, the kid was stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
The Goon, yes.
Goon. Love this series. Now, I'd like to get my hands on the original #1, but it's a bit pricey. This was a little bit pricey, but it's a lot more pricey than this.
Right. I'm surprised. Like the Goon and Bone, like a lot of those books
Bone
have
is
such
way up there.
big followings and such pricey books.
Yeah. Cartoon. What is a cartoon book? That's where Bone first came out. That one, #1, is several grand in high grade. Yeah.
Gary says that I guess this is reference to the Shogun Warriors. You gotta get Fantastic Four 226 to complete their story.
I could have it. I definitely don't have it slabbed, but I could have it raw. I'd have to check. This is the Immortal variant of Immortal Hulk #16.
Very cool. Excellent run by Al Ewing. Excellent run.
Yeah, it was a really good read. I have I'm not big into modern comics. I think most of them aren't very good reads, quite honestly, with the exception of the indies. But I do have the Marvel Unlimited app. Such an incredible bargain.
Yep.
I mean, geez, Louise, you could read 20 books on there, and you've already paid for a year's membership. Just amazing. And you can go back, obviously, back into silver, bronze. So it's incredible. And I read most of the issues of the Immortal Hulk on that, and I enjoyed it. I haven't tried the DC. I know DC has one that also at least included some of the Warner Brothers shows and stuff, but I haven't tried that one out. This is the Immortal Hulk #1.
Right. Ross. Love it.
Is sort of a minor key, I guess. I think I sent this one in to get graded. Yeah, I sent both of these in to get graded, actually. This one in #16.
Yeah, there's so many fantastic covers for this run that Alex Ross was at the helm for.
Right.
He did them all. And yeah, again, such a fascinating story. You know, Hulk stuck in like green hell, and then with the UFOs, and yeah, it's such a dark storyline for the Incredible Hulk. And for any Incredible Hulk fan, I haven't heard any one of them say that it was not a good series.
Yeah,
Very well received.
Well, and then of course Alex Ross, just the modern day master that's going to years from now. I mean, it's just going to be remembered. I mean,
he's the Frazetta of our generation.
Yep, I agree. Punisher Limited Series #2.
Oh yes.
I do collect this one and the subsequent series, but just the first 20 of the subsequent series, which they're still pretty affordable, fortunately.
Awesome.
What else we got? Mini Musings is big. I like Batman, but he's big into Batman. This is one that we sent in to get graded.
Yeah.
Just a
The old
seminal
break.
issue. I think that this will be a big time key in the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, I mean it is the Breaking of the Bat. It is definitely a key book even still to today. I mean, this was one of its only knock on it is that it came out at a time when there's a billion issues printed.
Exactly.
And on top of that, there's like 4 or 5 different printings and variants, and then
the DC Universe variant.
You see that with Deadpool, Cable, same thing. I think that one will continue to grow. This one I sent in to get graded. I have my own, so Yeah, I don't know. I probably have 2 or 3. I'll probably sell this one at some point, but I just never put it in my to sell pile.
Yeah. Moon Knight. There's a few people out there that dig on the Night of Moons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Moon Knight. I think that his first appearance is probably out of reach for me, but
Yeah,
all right.
even at this point, like a mid to high grade, like say a 7.0 and higher, you're into 4 figures easily.
Yeah,
And
and if
yeah.
I couldn't get it in 9.2, I probably don't want it. So
Yeah.
Mad Spidey says he'll just take the other.
Now we're talking. Now you're going to see Mad Spidey speak up one more time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now this one, I don't collect Spider-Man only because 25 years ago they were just too expensive back then too. So never included them on my list.
Don't go down our path.
If you want to work out a trade on that book, you let me know that.
But this, so I contacted someone on maybe a year and a half ago on who does house cleanouts on I don't remember, maybe Craigslist. And so for 120, I got this, and it was raw, of course. I got this and what became an 8.0 Tomb of Dracula #1. And then I ultimately sent those two and got them graded. So this I'll sell at some point. I just, for whatever reason, I haven't yet. I guess because I have so many others that I've gotten that I'm working on selling, and that one just hasn't worked its way in yet.
That's just one of those ones that sells pretty quick as long as it's.
Yeah.
There's always, it amazes me as many as them that are out there on the census and as high as it's gotten, they still,
Right.
if it's fair price, man, that book just still sells like there's no tomorrow.
Supply and demand, right? Even if
Yeah.
you have a big supply, if you have an even bigger demand.
Man,
well,
yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All
it's
right,
a key for
last
multiple
modern
reasons.
that we have
Yeah.
is this thing.
Chris doesn't like that.
Would we Rob, safe to say the second most homage to McFarlane? Third.
Oh,
Third,
McFarlane.
yeah, the
McFarlane?
third most
Third.
McFarlane
Yes,
homage book
because
of
you still
all
got to
time.
give ASM 300 and Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
1.
1.
Yep.
And then I would say the
yeah,
Hulk.
then this comes in next. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got a raw that I thought, if I ever send anything into CBCS, so I haven't sent anything into them, I've got a signed raw one of this that I would probably send in, because McFarlane's local, right? I mean, he's Canadian, obviously, but he's lived in Phoenix area for years, decades.
Right.
He used to have like McFarlane figures stores in the valley, and I would go to them once upon a time. So they used to have an amazing Arizona Comic-Con that was originally in Mesa, which is a suburb of Phoenix, and then moved to Phoenix. And then at the time, Phoenix Comic-Con bullied them so much because they felt they were encroaching on their area that Amazing Arizona said, you know what, fuck you. We'll just go in another state. We don't need to deal with this. So they went away. But when they were here, they were very comic book heavy. They weren't as much into pop culture and manga and stuff. And Image had a strong presence. So I'd see, Rob Liefeld. I'd ask him to draw feet for me. But I would see.
So you got nothing, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's got some of those pictures where you see those pictures.
He did this in
like,
2010 for me.
That's a nice set of feet right there.
They're in the fog.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman was there all the time.
Yes.
So was Todd McFarlane, and he signed one of them for me, and I have that somewhere downstairs.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, no, I think that might be one when we talk about these big homage covers, though. I think that's the one that he hasn't homaged himself as a Spawn, has he? Not a big Spawn guy, but I know
he's 300 got one or not. But
I don't know. I haven't seen, because I've got a few of the variants of 300. I haven't seen one that's homaged like that.
Well, because I know that he's done his homaged himself on the 300 and on the Spider-Man 1 on ASM, but I don't know if he's done his own.
Let's see if I can take a quick look.
Yeah. Awesome show, awesome books, Bill. Thank you very much for coming on and bringing those here with us.
Absolutely,
Greatly appreciate
you having me.
Oh, absolutely. I always love to see something different, and always want to extend that option to you down the road after you've recovered from this one and you've got them putting those books away and the pain Oh, he did do it.
Ah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, let's bring that bigger.
Very cool. Which one is that?
Spawn 226.
Very cool.
Well, like I said, I'm not a Spawn guy, so what do I know?
Yeah.
Well, after the pain of putting these books away subsides, hopefully you'll think of us fondly and decide and be interested in coming back. Reach on out to us. We're happy to schedule you down the road for another appearance since we are only 970 to go.
Wonderful. I love it.
Everybody, it's that time to just do another giveaway. Hashtag just slab it. Throw that in the chat there. We'll do another giveaway here. In the meantime, Bill, your channel, do you have anything scheduled coming up in the next week or so you want to promote?
Let's see. Monday, I have my June top 5 undervalued spec books. That video will drop. And Tuesday, I will be on the channel of Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
or
for
10-1-1.
The 10-1-1. That's exactly
Nice.
right.
That's
Chris, are you filling in for me this week?
He hasn't reached out to me yet.
Wow. Gary, if you're
only he were in the chat.
Gary, since you're in the chat, don't forget I'm on vacation and I won't be able to be there this week. So you might want to get yourself a substitute co-host. God, great. Speaking of co-hosting, Gary's going to be co-hosting with Chris next week on Slab Hub when we bring back Paul, Sector 2815 on YouTube or Cook 1616 on Instagram. He'll be coming back. We've seen some amazing slabs from him in the past. Happy to have him back on the show as Chris takes the helm and runs in my absence. And it will still be here, though, on this same channel. So you don't need to worry about going away. Although you should still go down the link down below and make sure you click the link and subscribe to Chris the Comic Vet as well as Comic Mag Musings. Give them both a subscribe and follow the content that's going along. Chris has got a lot of great content as well as he's also all over the place, just like me. We're like viruses. We just get around. All right, let's see. We got 17 out of 19. I'll give it another moment or two. We'll pull some more books.
We'll be classing this stream up next week, I see.
That's right. He forgot that I was on vacation. Yes, I'll be on vacation. And you'll really forget because I've shot, there's a lot of work going on vacation. Having to record all my content for the next 2 weeks and stuff and have it staged so it just goes out. So don't worry, you'll still have Monday mail calls, guys. You'll still have all the other stuff I normally do.
The hardest working vacation, man.
Oh my, that's right. And including, especially since I started playing around with shorts now. And so I just got done this morning was doing like a dozen shorts and having them staged for the next.
Very cool.
Oh my God. All right, let's go ahead and spin it and win it. And our winner is
Wheel of Fish.
Bam, bam, Gary B. Speak his name and he shall win. Awesome.
Boy.
All right, Gary B. We're going to go ahead and pull some books for you. Chris,
Wow.
pull some books for Gary here.
No pressure. I do know his flavor. So let's see if we can find some Conan, see if we can find some Vamp. All right. Let's in honor of Father's Day tomorrow, 2022, let's go 2 from the front.
Okay.
2 from the rear. Okay, since it's going to be 10-1-1, let's go 10 from the front. I'm looking at the wow, definitely rigged. Rigged.
Yeah.
We'll go
He's got it right.
10 from the rear, please.
It's like Beetlejuice, right?
Sorry, Joffrey. And we'll go my favorite back to front now.
Got it. Okay.
Front, the back.
or both.
We'll go back. And front to back, We'll let it ride for a second. Now, the one in the front, please, Robert.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then he had a bonus pull.
Okay.
So we got to do one more book.
Ooh, okay. Gary B's got 5 letters. Let's go 5 from the front.
So many naughty setups that you guys are lobbing at me that I'm just keeping my mouth shut on.
That's what SlabHub's all about. Comics with a little bit of innuendo.
All right.
All right. What do we got? No pressure. No pressure.
Okay,
No
so
whammies,
the
no
first
whammies.
book that had the bonus pull on it, Free Comic Book Day, The Mighty Avengers,
Oh, look at
Cool.
that cover.
featuring the Hulk.
My God.
Can't go wrong with a Hulk cover.
And your bonus pull book was the Fantastic Four 281. We have the Malice entity there.
Ooh.
Wow.
And you win a Magikarp Pokey Slab.
All right.
Oh, Magikarp, that's great.
Courtesy
All you need is 399 more.
Tyler.
That is cool.
Oops, hold
Look
on.
at that.
I don't think I've ever seen CGC's cards graded yet.
Yeah, right there, Rob. It's nice and clear. That is awesome.
Yeah. I can't hold it for that long, but congratulations, Gary. I know you're excited about having Pokemon cards as I am. Warlock and the Infinity Watch, first collector's item issue.
Very cool.
Very
The 30th anniversary of the Fantastic Four there. So that's probably 91.
Here's a book that Gary has no interest in whatsoever. Future State Gotham, issue 13.
Solid
Congratulations, Gary.
You don't want to see that on eBay, Gary.
I don't think he has a lot of interest in this one either, but Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 19, still a nice cover.
That is a very nice cover.
Ooh, this one now Gary will like. How about the Defenders, issue 36?
Yes.
Very cool.
In the Garden of Evil. Yes.
And my goodness, Chris, what did you do to this poor Gary? Another Future State Gotham, issue 4. DC being too cheap to afford a colorist for any of this stuff. And in this book, though,
Gary isn't allowed to enter next week. Oh, yes. Another Pokemon slab.
Boy, it's like a vacation.
This is
for
just
Gary
a raw
too,
card,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Milcery, I don't know. But courtesy of Tyler.
It's like Valkyrie, but different. There you go, Gary.
A lot different. All right. Congratulations, Gary. Or I'm sorry, Gary, whichever the case may be. We still love you anyways. At least you got a Defenders book out of it.
That's right.
Guys,
That
thank you.
Comic
Yeah.
Book Day one was good too. That was a great
Yeah.
wall
No,
cover.
I was
Yeah.
just teasing. Everybody loves something.
It's
That's
true.
true.
And on that note, guys, we love you for coming on out and joining us every Saturday. Don't forget, again, next week we'll be here again. Bill, thank you very much for coming and taking time out of your Saturday and leaving that other show that you're normally on to join us. We feel honored. Until next time, guys, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to any of us, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.